So that's like really the leadership has been a real struggle. And then if you go down to the actual individual folks that do procurement, it used to be 20, 25 years ago was people ended up in procurement because nobody knew where else to put them and they didn't want to fire them.
So there was no degrees or anything, right? People just fell into it.
Yeah, and I fell into it too, right? So I'm not even saying that I'm, but now we have programs, we're talking about it. I get like a lot of folks in university reach out. I want to say kids in university. That's how old I'm feeling. But yeah, these youngins come out and they want to meet, they want to talk. And I talk to them and I give them sort of early stage career advice. And so we didn't have that 20, 15, 10 years ago. We didn't have that. And then the only other thing I would say is if you had sort of suspect leadership and people that were not passionate about procurement, then what you have is a really deadly middle management layer that does, from a technology point of view, their incentive is to extend projects to make them more complicated because they're just clocking in, clocking out, waving their arms, being in lots of meetings and not advancing the ball. And just to put it in your realm, Conrad, when we talk about supplier master data, like a middle manager is usually the one assigned to that. And their goal is to come up with and I've seen this, so I'm speaking from experience here. Their goal is to come up with the use case that is the supplier that is an Indonesian supplier that serves the China market that gets paid in British pounds. And so the entire user requirements are based on the most complicated outlier. And meanwhile, 90% of the suppliers that we could master sit there unaddressed because this middle manager wants to spend 9 months trying to figure out how to solve this one problem that is probably not solvable. So anyway, I get a little passionate and going on my own soapbox here, but I think that's the thing I've learned over the things I've learned.